All right, this is Up Rocks Talks, live from Austin at the Up Rocks house. Okay. And we have the one and only Talib Kweli.
Yes, hello.
Let's talk Black Star.
Yeah.
Okay. But those records have aged really well. I mean, and that's the thing. It's crazy how in tune, when you look at those records now through the scope of today, the Me Too movement in particular, you always made songs, not romantic songs, but songs literally celebrating.
Hey man, I do good romantic songs too. Man.
You do romantic. I'm saying you do romantic.
I'm like a hip hop balladeer.
You're a balladeer. But you made songs beyond romantic songs, is what I'm saying. Songs that you felt weren't, I don't know, why were you making those songs? Well, celebrating women and women of color in particular.
Women of color in particular is an important piece of it, because the era where I came of age in hip hop, women were talked about in rap songs. Even if somebody made a love song, it was like, I love you, but not as much as I love my Jeep.
Right.
I love you, but you don't come before my money.
Right.
I love you, I love my black queen, but I have all light-skinned women in the videos. And so I felt just paying attention to hip hop and having strong women in my life, that the representation from men for strong women of color who loved hip hop, it just wasn't there. And then having a daughter around the same time my career started also helped with that. So like Brown Skin Lady was about the mother of my children, but Black Girl Pain was about my daughter. But yeah, it wasn't just focused on women, it was definitely focused on women of color who were getting beat up in hip hop, metaphysically or metaphorically, just taking their lumps, being called bitches and hoes, being told they don't look as good as anytime you talked about the beauty of a woman in hip hop, it would be like her chinky eyes or her features that made her look more white, is what people would actually rap about. So I just felt like both Mos and myself felt like we needed to do that.
Mm-hmm. The biggest Kweli fan during that era, and I think still to this day the biggest Kweli fan, was actually Mos Def.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. You guys, like, he's your biggest fan. He would come in the office, and he would radiate, and he'd be like, yeah, something big's going down, and I'm thinking, oh, he's got a single. Like, I'm excited, He's got this big single. He's like, something big's going down. I'm like, okay, what do you got for me? And then he'd spit this rhyme, and I'd be like, yeah, that rhyme's crazy. He's like, yeah, that's Kweli's rhyme. Which he would know by heart already.
Right, he knew all my rhymes by heart. On the song, Know That, like the intro. I fucked the Empire, like Millennium Falcon, followed it by Han Solo. Like, he would always drop my bars into rhymes and into his songs.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you're his biggest fan, he's your biggest fan. You were really inspired by the Tribe album. Mm-hmm. Everyone's asking what's going on with this Black Star.
Black Star has been, Mos is sort of been for a number of years redefining his relationship to the music business and to his fans.
Right.
And I think now he's in a place where it started with him being really interested in doing multiple Black Star shows, because we never stopped doing shows.
Right.
But we did more last year than we've done in a long time.
Right.
And I don't know, he just he changed the way he's dealt with his business, I think. And he's very interested in being around. Mm-hmm.
So you think it's a maybe?
No, I think I think the Black Star thing, I can say with confidence, it probably will happen this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
What would that be? Like, what would it be like?
We're talking about doing something over Madlib. That's why I just got the Madlib beats. That's
what that. I didn't know what that. Okay,
yeah, that's the Madlib beats for the Black Star album.
Ah.
So whether or not we get it done by the date that we said we're gonna get it done, I don't know, but it's looking likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of Madlib beats and Black Star shows, the last show I saw was at Radio City, which was incredible. I mean,
Chappelle has a lot to do with Mos being more involved too, because Chappelle is such a Black Star fan, and whenever and it's like Chappelle is like, he's like the third member of Black Star. It's like he's like an honorary member. So it's like when he gets active, we get active.
But do you think right now, when you look at the game that you're still in, the rap game, is it leaning too heavily, or has it always leaned super heavy on the turning up side?
No, I think it's very fun and sexy and seductive to talk about how shitty rap is. You know, the best rap records from back in the days, 20 years ago, the greatest rap records, were talking about how bad rap was. Everything, or whack MCs, or what the ubiquitous whack MC that we all hate, has been like.
No one ever liked a whack MC.
No, you can't. A suck MC, whether it's a suck MC or whack MC. Like, rap records from 30 years ago were rappers complaining about the rap records on the radio.
Right.
All this radio, you know, we not on the radio. Like, that's what it's always been. And that's sexy. What's more accurate is Kendrick Lamar is killing everybody. And Kendrick Lamar comes right out of the tradition of Black Star and Tribe Called Quest and Public Enemy and Boogie Down Productions. J. Cole is killing everybody. As great as Migos is, and I love Migos, they're not as successful as Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
They're successful though.
They're very successful, and it's well deserved.
And they're great.
Because they make great music.
They're dope,
and they're very passionate about their craft. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the music that the people relate to on a very, very, very spiritual level that's really going to stand the test of time. I'm sure there were, when Bob Marley had a hit record, there was some artist that was killing him on the charts. I can't tell you who that artist is.
Right.
But Bob Marley becomes the legacy artist.
We just interviewed A-Track, and he said something really interesting, which is like, he thinks a lot of these artists that are doing like the SoundCloud style, what do you call it, like chorus rap? What do you call it?
Is that what they call it?
I heard you say it once. Were you just kind of saying the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, I think with like the idea that the verse becomes the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay-Z perfected that on
Well,
Give
Jay
It To
did
Me.
it in a different way, right? Now they're just saying the same word a lot. But he's saying a lot of those dudes are really, really good rappers, actually. And they have tapes of them doing stuff, you know, that you would think, oh, that's Earl or that's Tyler or whoever. But they're going for this sound that feels more, like you said, like maybe more direct, more primal.
Well, A-Track would know better than me, but I like the idea that this generation of hip hop artists is very focused on vibe. And that's something that I can learn as an artist, as a lyricist. I'm a writer. Looking at what Mos Def taught me how to be a better organic musician, because he was all about the capturing the vibe. High Tech even more than Mos Def. High Tech and we clashed to make the Reflection album. And in retrospect, he was right about a lot more things than I was, because he was trying to create the right vibe. I would show up in Cincinnati like, we gotta do these songs, let's go, give me the beat, I'm gonna write to that beat, I'm gonna write to that beat. And High Tech would be like, nah, hold on, let's invite Big D over. You know what I'm saying? Like, have some drinks, have some people over. Like, I mean, we gotta work right now. I'm here, I gotta get back to the bookstore, I gotta get back to New York. The vibe, High Tech would be like, nah, man, we gotta create the right vibe. And that's how you make the best music. And so, it's not, right now, from what I could tell, lyrics are not what's capturing people. It's the vibe. The vibe of the artist on the track. It doesn't have to be lyrical at all. Old Dirty Bastard captured that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Most captures that.
Most captures that. Absolutely.
Most is a master of that.
It's all vibe. It's all vibe, and that's something that I learned from.
All right, so before we wrap, the final
You gonna
word-
rap?
No, you want to rap? Before we wrap up, final word on this Black Star album is?
It's a very, 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 very possible thing.
All right, very, very possible. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up that you're working on right now? South by Southwest stuff, parties, DJing,
I'm gonna be
events,
here.
tours?
I'm doing a Javoti showcase.
Okay.
I'm one of these clubs. I don't know. Follow me somewhere.
Follow Kweli. He's doing
on Instagram.
Thank you, my dude.
No doubt. Thank you.
All right.